I got an email from Facebook one day that said, "Hey, we'd like to offer you $35,000 a month to post." I had never posted a video on Facebook, so when I first saw it, I thought
$35K.
That's what they offered.
Wow.
So I didn't think it was serious, so I overlooked it.
Right.
And then I got another one, and so that's when I started researching it. I was like, "This really is from Facebook," because at that time people was losing their accounts.
Right. They were doing the hacking. Yeah.
So that's what I thought it was.
Right.
And then I found out, and ever since, my following has been going up. But I think, let alone decide that I feel like the TikToks are pretty good. I feel like when people come on my page, they see it's more to me than just
the TikTok. Yeah.
How about the wheel like a fast? 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 On the moon like a Jackson. How about the wheel like a fast? How about the wheel like a fast? How about the wheel like a fast? I straight the door like a lash. Boy, I'm a fiend out of hell. I just want to give me a match. You live at the top of the planet.
Welcome back to Classic Conversation. First off, I want to give a shout out to Pitts Media for allowing us to use a spot, setting us up right. So if you ever need somebody to film or do anything, make sure you contact Pitts Media. Also, shout out to Robert Rush and Toya Johnson for Wait No More. They got a fabulous app. It's not just a gym or anything. It's a movement. On the app, you got trainers. You got anything you want to know about fitness. You got meal plans. So download the app. Let's get in shape. Let's stay healthy. Today we got Justin Lockett.
Hey, glad to be here.
Welcome, bro.
Appreciate you for being on the show. What you like to go by?
I go by Justin. That's it.
So Justin, we call you. We're gonna call you Jay for the show.
That'll work.
So go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jason.
Hey,
Jay. We'll call you Jay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
well, I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. I did a little bit of time in the Army. I went to Troy University. Frat brother, Phi Beta Sigma.
Okay.
Let's see. Right now, I run a nonprofit organization. I speak out against gun violence in our communities. I think it's really important that young black men see value in themselves so that they can see it in each other.
Absolutely.
And hopefully that's an opportunity to diminish gun violence. I like to see, I like to put before them black men that are doing exceptional things in the community.
Absolutely.
I remember when I grew up, I didn't have the opportunity to see people that looked like me doing things, so it was hard to envision yourself doing it.
Absolutely.
So now I want to show them those things. Outside of that, I'm slowly getting into acting, so I'm back and forth between Alabama and Atlanta. I spent a little time there, and
You pretty big on Instagram. We know. I see you doing your videos all the time on that. So
yeah, I got into that. It's crazy how I got into it. So was it last year, or the year before? I was filming for Pretty for a Big Girl in Atlanta, and some of my
you were filming for what?
Pretty for a Big Girl. So my cousin's a screenwriter,
Okay.
and one of her projects called Pretty for a Big Girl.
Okay.
But the name is intentional. But what she's done is she's creating a lane for a lot of plus size actresses and models who may get overlooked in the industry.
That's dope.
So she's trying to open doors for a demographic that a lot of times is overlooked.
Wow.
Right.
And so it's great. And so I was pulled aside and they was like, "Hey, you should make TikToks." I was like, "I ain't making no damn TikTok." Because all I was thinking about you just
Right, the dancing.
Yeah.
Breaking the song.
Exactly. So I finally did one and it did well. And it was a long time before I did another one.
Okay.
And then I did it, and it also did well. So I was like, damn, maybe this should work. So
Right.
shout out Nzinga and Wandrea. Those are the two that really put me on.
Dope.
And I've been making them ever since. And then when I figured out that you can monetize these accounts and open doors for other things, I've been really addicted to it.
So how did you figure out, or where did you get the information of monetizing those accounts? Or was it just something you researched, or somebody told you, or just?
So no, I didn't research it. Nobody told me. I got an email from Facebook one day that said, "Hey, we'd like to offer you $35,000 a month to post." I had never posted a video on Facebook. So when I first saw it, I thought it was,
$35K.
that's what they offered.
Wow.
So I didn't think it was serious. So I overlooked it.
Right.
And then I got another one. And so that's when I started researching it. I was like, this really is from Facebook. Because at that time, people was losing their accounts.
Right.
getting
They were
hacked.
doing the hacking. Yeah.
So that's what I thought it was.
Right.
And then I found out, and ever since, my following has been going up. But I think, let alone decide that I feel like the TikToks are pretty good. I feel like when people come on my page, they see it's more to me than just
the TikTok. Yeah.
that's what I like.
Yeah.
So was this before the Meta?
It was around the
You
same
shot
time.
TikTok videos?
Around the same time.
Okay.
And what I think is happening is TikTok was blowing up so much that, you know, then Instagram created Reels and Facebook created Reels. I think what they're trying to do is bring users back to their platforms, right? So if they can get you to bring your videos over there and continue.
How hard is it to like put out that content? Like, cause I'm pretty sure if somebody paying you to put out content, you got to put out a lot of content.
You do. So it's difficult for many reasons. One, you got to be creative, right? Because you know on TikTok, what you see a lot of is you make a video, then I copy it, then you copy it, then everybody copies it, right? But what happens is we all chasing you.
Right.
So I did a lot of voiceover. So now I'm in a place where I'm trying to come up with entertaining videos, 15 seconds, 7 seconds, 30 seconds, to keep people engaged, but to keep it at the forefront of your mind, studying the insights and the analytics to know at Thursday at 3 p.m. is the best time, right? And that's what you think, then you post in that one, and then so you keep going back in your head like, okay, what really is my best time? So it's a lot of who do I work with, what time do I post, what's the best time, what do people want to see, what's my audience like? Is my audience predominantly women? Is it predominantly male? Does comedy work better for me? Does serious stuff?
Right.
You'll see a lot of folks out there trying to make funny videos, they ain't funny. Right. So find out what works for you.
See that a lot.
Yeah. You know, if you want to talk relationships, there's a lane for that. If you want to talk how to cut grass, any video can go viral.
Yeah, there's people out there fishing going.
Right.
Exactly.
Doing numbers.
What's the process like in finding your audience to cater to? Like when you want to search out the people who you should be putting content towards.
Okay. So
What's that process like?
when I first started, I had about I had less than 10,000 followers. And when I started looking at it, I realized that 85% of my followers were women, right? So I realized I can't talk about sports. I can't put LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Those things people ain't gonna engage.
Right.
And then, so I was like, okay, so I'm single, right? So when I talk about relationships, they engage.
Right.
So I started making funny videos about me being single, about what the girlfriend is talking like.
Right.
And so those things, because that's what my audience was.
Right.
And that's where I started doing it, and that worked. And then not only that, showing the other side of it, the positive side with working with the kids, laughing with the kids, doing those things.
Right.
Those things worked. And I want people to realize that even though it's funny, that's where it's just entertainment. Some people take it way too serious. They get triggered by it, and it's like, it's just a joke.
right.
So that's that.
So basically, it's very hard to create content, from what I'm hearing. Like to keep up that. Like, how often did you drop? When you was putting out videos, maybe
Right now, in a good week, I could probably post 2 or 3 videos a day.
2 or 3 a day.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And so sometimes I'll dedicate my off time to making a bunch of videos. So like, let's just say the weekend ain't really the best time to post because that's when folks is out hanging with their family, doing stuff. So that's when I try to make a bunch of videos and just stockpile them for the week, right?
Okay.
If I have a video that I feel really good about, I try not to post for a while behind that one because if it's taken off, sometimes what I notice is I post another video right behind it. Y'all don't see that one.
Right. Take attention away from the one that's going up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I study those things, but it's difficult, but at the same time, it can be inspired. Like I can sit here with y'all, and you know, it's like, okay, so, and while we're sitting here talking, it's like I got an idea.
Right.
I need you to do this real quick,
Right.
and you do it, and it works.
Right. Right.
So that's where they come from.
All right. Cool.
So how, your foundation, I heard you mention your foundation. Like what went behind getting it started and working with the kids and you know, just trying to help out in the community?
Okay. So originally, December 4th, 2012, my brother suffered a gunshot wound to the head. He was shot in the face, and he died December 15th. And that was right before he was supposed to graduate from college.
Right. Sorry to hear that.
I appreciate it. So I walked in his place for his graduation, and at that time I'm 26, and I didn't want my brother to just be another name on a T-shirt or a hashtag and go away. He meant too much to me.
Absolutely.
And he was always smiling. He had
Right.
great grades.
Right.
So I kept thinking, what can I do? So I started visiting schools, and I started telling his story. Then in 2017, I was challenged by some friends of mine that asked me, do you think we do enough? And I was like, well, damn. You know, I visit schools here and there. I said, maybe we should do more. So then I created the League of Legacy Mentoring Program.
Okay.
And I took the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and I took Legacy, which is him, because
Right.
I want everything connected to him, and I merged those two to create that name.
Right.
And I felt like, also right before that, I need to go back, when we was in the courtroom and they sentenced those who murdered my brother off, you think you're supposed to feel better.
Right.
You don't,
No, you don't.
right? You see them
Don't
going off.
believe nothing.
You don't. And you see that mother sitting there grieving,
Crying, yeah.
right? And so I thought to myself, you know what? Too often we think only the victim is the person that shot you,
Absolutely.
right? But for a kid to want to pick up a gun and kill another kid, there must be something going on there.
Right.
So how can we stop a kid from falling victim
Right.
and another kid from wanting to pick up a gun?
Right.
So let's talk to them while they're young.
Right.
Let's get people that look like us that can say, hey, this is not the life you want
Right.
to go.
Absolutely.
Right. This is not what you want to do. And then I remember an old pastor used to say, brother, you tall. And if you don't give people looking up to you anyway, so you need to give them a reason to look up to you. So I took all of that
Right.
and created this mentoring program to make a difference so that when we come up, when we look at your shoes, we don't value that more than we value you.
Right.
All those things come together and we created a family, a brotherhood, and I love these kids as if they were mine. Right.
I see them when you be posting them. It's like y'all are one big family.
Yeah, for sure.
It's dope. So,
They gonna get you with child support.
so how much, how hands-on are you with the organization? Or do you have a team to help you, like, for as like mentoring the kids? Like, you just see a kid, like, what's the process like?
So to get in the program, we typically is word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Right. I like people that come to us because I don't want you. A lot of times you see on the internet, you'll see that we at a football game. You'll see we at a museum, and so it's like I want my child to be a part of that. But they don't realize that behind the scenes we talking about your grades. I'm going to basketball games. We having difficult conversations, and so we want the kids to really be a part of the mentorship and then reap the rewards.
Right.
So a lot of times mothers or other people will seek us out, and what we'll do is we'll go through an application process. And I think the big thing over the summer is we'll bring kids in and let them go through an interview process where it's they dress and talk to a group of panelists. I'm not there, and they explain why they want to be in this mentoring program.
Right.
We're not gonna not accept them, but we
Right.
want them to go through that process, and we start celebrating their success. And
Start young.
yeah.
Like you said.
And that's what we do. And as they get older, they start getting 15, 16. Then what I start doing is letting those boys start getting some leadership roles.
Right.
But the organization is primarily run by me. I get volunteers to help for projects. But when you in your 30s and 40s, it's real difficult to get people to help full
Right.
time.
Right.
So I've leveraged with Alabama A&M. I got a lot of interns. Right. So
dope.
in a semester, if they
Right.
need some volunteer hours, I'll try to do that. I've attempted a couple times with some of the MPHC organizations. I've gotten some. It's sometimes it's difficult, but I like to use the young people because
You can relate for one.
they can relate.
Yeah.
Then when it comes to that tutoring, they closer to them.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
we
been
can't
too
relate.
Right.
It's been a long time.
I know that mathematics hit a little different.
Yeah. And just add and subtract it no more like it used to be.
Man, they putting letters together.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
You
trying to tell you.
21, you help them.
Oh no, it's rough.
That's what I say all the time. At the high, when Carly get old enough to start taking math, hey, that's on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. We want her to pass. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
For sure.
Math ain't math no more.
But that's dope. I mean, so I guess with the Instagram stuff, what do you see yourself? What are you trying to do with it? Are you trying to turn into actor / Instagram? Like how does that work? Have you ever made that decision on what you want to do yet, or what route you want to go?
So I want to get into acting.
Okay.
I studied acting in 2018 and 19, and of course I still take classes here and there. So I'm not seeking fame.
Right.
I'm seeking a larger platform to
Right.
use my voice.
Right. For your mentor. For
Yeah. So I want to bring the spotlight to that cause.
Right.
And if this is an opportunity that, hey, if I can get really good at acting and continue doing these things and build relationships and partnerships where, like right now, if I go to a university, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Lockett. Who? Right.
Right.
But if it's, you've seen him on such and such,
Right.
you can bring in an audience
Right,
and then you can
right.
talk about something.
Right.
Definitely has
right.
weight that way.
Exactly.
Definitely has weight.
So then I want to have, if I don't know if I can ever get to that level, but the impact of your Will Smiths and your Denzel Washingtons and those, when they sit down and interview, they talk about something,
Absolutely.
right? It's not about them,
Absolutely.
right?
Right,
And
right.
that's the way I want people to think about me is if I'm able to get my foot through a door, I want to be known as that guy who turned around and pulled other people through it.
Right.
Because I feel like a real leader is someone that's either trying to get you to take his spot
Right.
or go further than
Absolutely.
him, right?
Exactly.
So it's not about, hey, I made it.
Right.
It's, I got my foot in the door.
But I look
Let's
at
get
everybody I brought
else.
behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I made it, keep everybody else down below me.
Yeah, no,
beneath me,
we gotta stop doing that.
Right, we gotta stop that.
Yeah.
We gotta.
I mean,
stop.
that's part of the problem. I think when we talking about, just like talking about your brother, that's part of the problem. It's just, I don't know if it's jealousy, I don't know if it's envy, I don't know what it is, but it's like when somebody else get through the door, it's hard for them to turn around and say, hey, come on.
Right.
And like, would you want to be there by yourself? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, would you want to be successful by yourself, nobody else around, just you? It don't make sense.
It don't.
It don't make sense.
They act like there's only one seat at the table.
Absolutely. It's a million seats. And I could never, for the life of me, I could never understand that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I get more joy out of helping somebody else.
For sure.
Right.
Like, that brings me more than
And it
just being up
says
there.
more about you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as a
right?
person. Yeah, I want to see somebody else win.
But it takes a big person to do that, though.
So
Seems like.
I guess that's what inspired you, though, is the foundation to inspire you to do what you do.
That's my why.
you know what I'm
Everything I
saying?
do
Wow.
is literally right before we started doing this, I'm still texting the young men talking
Right.
about things that they want to do. They're asking, hey, when are we gonna talk again? Are we going to the Stallions about to have a playoff game this weekend? And
Right.
we come down for those. So I try my best to make sure that they're a part of every decision that I make. Even if I go make an appearance somewhere, I got to think, okay, how am I going to be perceived and looked at because they're watching me,
Right.
And y'all being fathers, it's the same way. What is my little girl? What's my
Right.
little boy
Absolutely.
thinking when
Right.
though I have no kids, indirectly I have a lot of kids.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Like, you can feel the same way about those kids.
Yeah.
as if they were your own
Exactly.
also. So,
And you got to have a why. Like you
especially
said.
with a why
yeah.
like he has.
Yeah.
That's a major why.
For
So,
sure.
That's deep. So with the acting, you said, what was the name of it? Pretty
Pretty for a big girl.
Pretty for a Big Girl.
Uh-huh.
So that's out currently,
It's streaming on YouTube,
streaming on YouTube.
right?
Yeah,
And
man, I didn't know that. I know I seen you in them Budweiser commercials, though.
yeah, I did do those.
Wasn't that one I'm doing the Super Bowl?
No, so they were internet only, right? They were internet only ones. So what they did, it was kind of like an influencer thing where it's, hey, we're gonna provide you Budweiser, you go create content, and then we'll pay you for that content that you created. And so what I did was I tried to get creative with it and say, you know what? If I'm gonna create something for you, I'm gonna try to give you the best thing I can give you.
Right.
That maybe I can go from internet only to being on TV. And one of them was shared and reposted on Dwayne Wade's page.
Dope.
Oh, wow.
Dope. So
I know
you out
was
there
in a
getting it.
Budweiser commercial.
I try. If you say, man, go do it, I'm about to try to kill it
Make it happen.
because you can create opportunities for yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to do.
The only way you can not do nothing is not try.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't attempt to do anything. That's why I don't get it. Like, you know, you hear it a lot. People that say, you always doing something, or you always trying something.
Right.
You know, like, why not?
Exactly.
Like, I know if I don't try anything, I ain't getting no results. It's zero.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Zero, the percentage of zero is zero all day long.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, why not try? So I mean, I don't get it, but you definitely need a why, like he said. And I think you got a great one. But I mean, I get it. Getting up, being able to do content, get paid for it, and being able to bring your kids to the forefront. You can't beat that at the end.
All
of the day.
still while holding down a full-time job.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Because I tell people, man, once you know why you do something, what you do is
It's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Right.
It's easy.
uh,
So yeah, you grinding for real. So you
That's right.
full time gig, and you doing that, and you helping out with the kids.
yeah.
So ain't nobody got no excuses.
Right.
At the end of-
Right.
You ain't got no excuses.
Right. All that in 24 hours?
Yeah.
Acting school still? You still?
Yeah. So currently I'm not, but I'm
Currently
looking to
not.
get back into it. What
Okay.
I've been working on lately is improv.
Improv. Okay.
Because that's going to help you a lot with the reels. Because that's like the thing right now, is TikTok and reels, and being able to just go off the top of the head
Right.
and do it. So I was taking formal acting classes, but now I'm looking to get more into the improv.
Okay. So if you had some gems, I guess that you could drop on young people who trying to be influencers or trying to, get the way you at or trying to do what you do with the path that you're taking. like what would you tell them? Like, where would they start? Like, if somebody have never done it before, like, where would they start?
Okay, so the first part may sound cliche, but it's truthful. Is be you, right? Be authentic, right? If you have a big sense of humor, show that to the world. If you don't, but you're really good at talking about school and you're smart and you want to, teach classes, do that.
Do that.
Because people will watch it.
Right.
And at the same time, find people who already have gotten their foot in the door and study them. I remember hearing about Country Wayne, and people were saying that when he first put his videos out, he wasn't getting that many views. He just kept posting.
Right.
And eventually
Right.
And so that's the same thing is don't give up. At the same time, do study the craft. Find out how these algorithms work.
Right.
How they change them. Some of them it's if your video doesn't get so much like TikTok, it's about what happens when you first post it, right? The reception that it gets when it first posts, because then they're going to push it to people's For You page, right? But each platform is so different.
Right.
Understand how they're different, what makes those work, what you want to do, have a plan where you see yourself going with it. That's my big thing. But again, it's being authentic, because when you start putting stuff out there, you can't pull it back. Right. And you don't want to be perceived or portrayed in a way that's not true to you, because you got too many young people in their life.
And I think that'll be harder to keep up with also if you putting something out there that's not authentic.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to keep that up as you get deeper into content
It's true.
and posting. Like you don't remember.
Exactly. You ain't got to copy.
Right.
What you do might not work for me.
Right.
Absolutely.
You could be the funniest person in the world. Right. But then for me, if I want to make videos about working at Walmart, right? People will trust me. Every kind of videos that you would never think would go viral.
Right.
Go viral.
But you gotta be consistent too.
You gotta be consistent with the content.
For sure. I know y'all see the people that sit there and they be having a plate right here and they just be eating food and you hear them chewing. Them people going viral every time they make.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Watch somebody just sit there and eat some food.
Yeah, there was a
That's
chick
crazy.
on Facebook doing that. Her name escapes me right now. It was a chick on Facebook doing that. She was getting hella views.
lot of
Just eating food.
Just
Just
she
food.
post when she eat. That's
What's wrong with us, man?
Look, my boys, when they come to my house, they'll so when I grew up, we used to play video games.
Right.
Play Madden, play
Right.
NBA Live.
right.
These boys will sit until their eyes are bloodshot red, watching YouTube, watch somebody else playing the game.
Right.
They ain't
And
playing.
they get money for that. Now you can get money for playing.
Yeah.
Watching
But they-
somebody else
But
play
they
the game?
sit up and lay up and just watch.
For hours.
Watch somebody else playing video games. Ain't no way.
No.
But the kids these children are getting paid.
To
All
play.
they do is sit and play, and they just
Absolutely.
walk you through it. This is what you're gonna do when you're getting this, and the kids just sit there.
My daughter be watching some stuff, and then I know them little kids probably getting paid.
For sure.
Cause she comes singing the song and everything, man. You bring one of them little girls out there YouTube down there, tear that place up.
Yeah, for sure.
That gaming is huge.
It is.
Dang.
It is.
All about the content game.
It is. And then whatever you want to do, whatever you good at, get good at that, right? If you the cut grass pro, they got people on there with weed eaters, right? Showing you how to vibe, right? They got people on there playing old video games. People watch it. People will watch whatever you put out there as long as you put your best foot forward and stay consistent. You will get an audience.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
It's all this for everything.
that's dope.
Okay,
That's dope.
And I'm still learning, so I ain't know.
Yeah, but I mean that's part of it though. I think you forever be. That's just like us in this show. You know
Right.
we started off right before COVID, and COVID happened, and boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
Now
stopped.
we pick back up, but we still learn every day. We learning lighting and sound and editing
Right.
and all that type of stuff. I think it's like you said though. People just got to be willing to put the work in.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if you ain't willing to put the work in and you ain't consistent, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
And authenticity will show
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna
Right.
rise to the top.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what we do. Like it's just, man, that's why we call it classic conversation. It's just
Right.
normal conversation. You know, we want to know what you do or whatever, but it's just like normal conversation from a regular guy's point of view. Like nobody's coming from a celebrity point of view or nothing like that. It's just what we talk about every day at the barbershop.
Share the base.
Yeah, for sure.
Regular conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And if they can see that we can do it,
Exactly.
Right.
yeah,
Exactly. And who else can't? You know, who can't step in there and do it?
exactly.
So Jay, how could you be reached to people that once again, how can people follow you, get on your platform?
All right, you can follow me at Life and Times JL. You can visit me at lifeandtimesjl.com. I'm Life. All of my social media handles are the same. Life and Times JL on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on YouTube. I'm everywhere. You can find me everywhere. Right? And then, not only that, www.jaredmichael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Lockett, L-O-C-K-E-T-T, foundation.org. We're doing some phenomenal things in the community. We got amazing young men who are striving to do things in their community. Follow them. Check out what we do. Like I said, it's www.jaredmichaellockettfoundation.org. That's my heart. Check that out and see what we do.
There it is. Jay, as we call him here on the show. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Y'all know the drill. We out.
I hop out the wheel like a fast. 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 I'm on the moon like a Jackson. I hop out the wheel like I'm fast. I hop out the wheel like I'm fast. I hop out the wheel like I'm fast.